Carolyn Doobie here. Oh, what's the play for today? Well, if I listen to what's going on inside my head, there won't be any play today. Or frankly, ever again. Because that voice is just kind of going off the deep end here with the perfectionism, the pressure, and that is completely squashing the play. Now, maybe you felt that way before when there's just a lot of thinking and you're trying to decide what's the right thing to do to play. Well, I'm with you. I'm right there today. And I'm going to share with you how I get myself out of my head and into the play, because I have a lot more fun playing than I have thinking. So the first obstacle was figuring out what on earth I'm actually going to be playing on today. And I gave myself the whopping 3 seconds to decide. So I had 3 seconds to pick something and go. So I went with a piece of scrap cardboard. Now, the overthinking voice in my head had something to say about this, because that's brown, and everybody knows how much I don't really like brown. So that meant I needed to paint it white or put a layer of gesso on it. And I decided to kind of go to that voice in my head, and I just put the spray ink right on the brown. Now that overthinking voice, it was back again, and it pointed out, now it's going to take it some time to dry, and you have to wait, and you don't like waiting. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to wait. I just put the paint right on there. Of course, that voice in my head is kind of going, but you're going to mix the spray ink with the paint, and what'll happen then? Because, yeah, what am I doing? Am I like mixing nitroglycerin here? This is paint and spray ink. Of course they can mix together. And I really like the purple that they made, so I hit it with some more of that raspberry art spray from Marabou and mixed it around some more with the brush to get that pretty purple on there. So just when I thought I'd quieted that voice down completely and I was going to get into the play, yeah, the voice is back. And it said, now what? So you've got some color on there. What are you going to do next? Well, I had 3 seconds to decide, so what I did is I reached into my box of crud stuff, junk that I save, and I just grabbed a handful of stuff, and from there, I was going to add something onto this. Now, as I was picking through the stuff that was there, that overthinking part of my brain had really quieted down. So I was taking that as a very good sign that maybe it was done making noise today, and I could really get fully into the play. And so as I'm moving this stuff around, I'm messing around with it, trying to see what feels good, how I like how it fits on the cardboard, and then it was back. Yep, the voice was back again. I think it was just being sneaky and being a little quiet, so I think maybe it had gone away and I'd let my guard down with it. What I wanted to do was color that white piece of paper something like yellow, and I was going to use spraying to do it, and thinking brain was like, oh, you're going to spray it all over this stuff, and you have to make a space to spray because you can't let the spray get onto things it's not supposed to. So my inner teenager kind of came out and said, yes, I can do it however I want to. And I did it right there on top of it and let the yellow spray ink go right on top of it where it wasn't, quote, supposed to go. And guess what? I really like how that looks. So that inner teenager, it was right on the money with that one. But then overthinking brain kind of went into, are you sure you want it here? What about a little higher, a little bit lower? And I realized I need to get these things glued down and the decision made. So you might be able to notice as I'm gluing this down, the part of me that's playfully gluing it down. And then you might notice when the overthinking part of me kicks in. Yeah, that's when I'm going to start doing itsy bitsy little, oh, a little bit here, maybe a millimeter to the left, millimeter to the right. Should I have it here? Should I have it there? And you can see me kind of getting into that overthinking part, like right here, trying to get the placement just so. So when I notice myself doing that, I use that good old 3-second rule. I give myself 3 seconds to make a decision, and then I have to make a choice. So 1, 2, 3, glue. So now you know how I use the 3-second rule to keep me from overthinking things, which squashes the play. But there are other ways that you can also play. I've got 3 of those ways that I'm sharing in my free workshop called Permission to Play over on the blog at acolorfuljourney.com. So if you're looking to get more play in what you're doing, check that out. So what happens when that overthinking part of my brain quiets down like it is here? That means making decisions is easier. It means it's playful, it's fun. Every decision does not feel like world peace is hanging in the balance. It's just paint. It's just cardboard here. And by the way, at the beginning of the video, that is so not how my mind was feeling. That is so not what was going on, because I was overthinking everything. But I was missing that raspberry art spray color, and I decided I wanted to add a little bit more on here. So I'm actually going to stencil with spray ink, but I'm not going to use the nozzle. I've poured a little bit there in my palette, and I'm going to use a cosmetic sponge. I'm going to dip it into it, and then I'm going to stencil this stencil on here. Now this stencil's from StencilGirl, and I absolutely have fun playing with this one. But this did not go quite as planned. This is an oops, an outstanding opportunity presenting suddenly. And by the way, calling something an oops instead of a mistake is another way to get out of your head when you're overthinking and keep yourself in a playful place. Because this really is an opportunity. Now my original plan was just to have a little bit of that raspberry on the bottom. But now that I've had the oops, I'm now thinking, what else can I do instead? So by dipping the brush right into that art spray, that spray ink, and then brushing it on wherever I want, I'm going to get a whole lot more of that wonderful color, and that's even better than what I'd originally planned. So right now I'm going around those 3 pieces that I've collaged onto the cardboard, and I sort of had the urge to maybe go right on top of one of them. And when I have an urge like that and I'm feeling playful, I can easily make a decision with it. Do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? And clearly, I wanted to do it. Because really right now, any excuse to get more pink on here, I was all good with. I even went on top of the glitter that's there, and that didn't really not so great. So I just grabbed this paintbrush that had some of the purple from earlier, and wow, the second after I did it, I went, oops, that's an outstanding opportunity presenting suddenly. I gotta tell you, I don't really know what the opportunity is in there, and I'm wiping off that purple big time so I can get back to the green. And that's when it hit me, I need some green paint on here. I haven't used green paint anywhere. So I've got a little brush, I just want to put little touches of it, accents. And can you tell I'm starting to think again? The hesitation, I don't move as quickly, yeah. It's the 3-second rule that I gave myself again. I needed to start getting some of that on there. So in the background, I have, helping me get in a playful mood, some very loud music. My inner teenager really likes that stuff. And why do I never play that music in the videos? Because actually that's what's going on in the background most of the time when I create. And that's because I don't have the rights to the songs and I need to respect those artists. So that's why you don't hear it. But what's playing in the background is some Donna Summer, some Richard Marx, some Cyndi Lauper, and The Who's Pinball Wizard. That's the song that was on right here, and that was my inspiration for going just a little bit crazy there with the green paint around that glittered circle. It's kind of like the pinball for me. Now the one last thing that I need to add to this to make me happy today is a little bit of journaling. I'm going to do some scribble journaling on it, and I want to send a very special message. I want to dedicate this page to that overthinking voice in my head. Now this is not going to be a sweet and sappy kind of dedication. You're probably not going to find this in a Hallmark card. What I'm basically saying is kiss my derriere with slightly different words and maybe a few extra embellished thoughts with that. Well, thanks so much for joining me for today's Get Out of My Head, Stop Overthinking play. If you've been enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you'd like to see more of the fun in the play, hit that subscribe button so you'll know as soon as I have a new video out. And if you're looking for more ways to play, check out the free workshop, Permission to Play. Thanks so much for letting me be a part of your colorful journey.